Well, welcome back my gardening friends. Well, the broad beans have done extremely well this year and they have given me an excellent crop. This is the first year that I've tried using the trench method. I filled it with some of the rubbish from out of the trommel, the leaf mould debris, etc., and some of the material from the compost bin, and I'll put that video up at the end. And the broad beans have been coming on well. Yes, we've caught the dreaded black fly, which are now on some of the beans, and as you can see, they're not looking overly fantastic. But I've selected this end stem. Some of these beans have slightly gone over, and all I need is 24 seeds, so there's going to be more than enough on there, and I think they'll grow really well again next year. I do love to save my own seed. I've had about 3 carrier bagfuls over a period of time, far more than what I normally get. So let's get all these beans harvested now, bar from the ones I'm saving for seed, and see what we've got. That will open up nicely the sunflower, the harlequin that I got from Bill and Val. That's looking extremely well, and it'll benefit from a little bit more room at the bottom because the broad beans are sucking all the moisture up. Well, that's let some light in. Now let's have a little look. So we've probably got just over a carrier bag full out of the last of the harvest, and there we've got one that's gone too far, and then another one that's okay. We'll have a little look at those. Now I personally like the small ones at the bottom, and the ones above are slightly big. Now if you keep them fresh, now how do I store them? We peel get them out of the pods and put them in a sealed container, and they stay in the fridge. We like to eat fresh. So the ones at the bottom are the ones that we really love. So it's best to pick early. They always taste so much better. Now these were planted in the autumn and it has its issues. So that's as far up as that one got. But then you get all the other shoots come out the bottom. There's one that you can see a lot better, and the darker ones are the ones from the original seed. So it always pays to not to worry, and when you get the first growth die back, when we get the first frosts or the strong winds, all these will actually start off again. And even now we've got a nice little shoot there. It won't last, but you can see the resilience of these, and no doubt if I left these here all summer, they'd probably start shooting again and maybe get another harvest. Maybe something I'll try when I've got my raised beds, and may try to grow them in a permanent bed to see what happens. I wasn't going to save another one, but as you can see there, that has really plumped up well, so they're worth saving. And I've also saved the ones on this stalk. Can you gather the size of that? And again, these will continue to either plump out or form some seeds, and if I can get 24 to 30 seeds, that'll be absolutely enough for me, ready to sow again in the autumn. So I would highly recommend overwintering broad beans. You miss the worst of the black fly, and the first time I've ever done this is prepare the bed by a deep trench, filling it full of lovely organic moist material, which has helped these broad beans this year. And in a short moment you'll see the video that I did when I actually done the trench and the layers. The tops are going in the compost bin, and when they're in the bin I'm going to chop them chop them into bits to help them break down a bit better. If I leave them here, they'll dry out and they'll take forever to break down. One of my viewers asked me a question, so now I'm going to give the answer. How do I know when the kale is ready to pick? Now this is supposed to be a dwarf variety, but it seems to keep growing taller and taller, so I don't know where the dwarf variety comes from. But as you can see, leaves are growing in the middle, and what I do, I tend to select the bigger leaves and just take a couple off. Still got plenty of growing room. I'll take 2 more off that one, maybe 3 off that one, just removing them from the stalk as we go up. So that one will be next, but we'll let it grow on a little bit further first. So I hope that's helped you, and that's how I know when to pick my kale leaves. So if you are interested in overwintering broad beans, just follow my journey. We'll be doing that again later on in the autumn. So start saving your cardboard kitchen rolls and we'll see what we get. And if you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit the like button or the dislike button. We don't care. It's all interaction. And please consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future updates. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.